Hello and welcome back to the channel where we are building a video game from scratch using Love2d and Lua. We're working on the pushing objects feature, which if we lean up against a pushable object, we kind of go into this animation, and if we push for long enough, we will in fact push it over. And yesterday we're working on getting our animations. See how our green tunic is not the proper animation during the push. So we need to fix that. Now, yesterday we tried to do this thing. We spent a lot of time trying to figure this out, and I think it's a lot simpler than we were making it out to be. We're basically wanting to, since the push right animation is the same overlay. Right here, we're just drawing the tunic on top of the push animation, right? It's like layers. So we draw the player, then we draw the tunic on top of the player so that we only have one atlas of each. So we need them to be synchronized. So we're going to set our player's current animation. And I think this is a little weird. We tried to do this yesterday and it didn't work. Trying to say the animation gets push right. That didn't work. But basically, this is triggering. You know what? I think all we have to do, let's see if this works, is to say we're going to update our animation. Instead of playwright as a string, we want to go into the animations table at the index of push right. Yeah, because we're trying to say, if we're pushing right, go ahead and draw the appropriate push atlas on top of it, on top of our player, because this is where we draw the base layer, and then this is where we're going to be potentially drawing any of the tunics if they're equipped and we're pushing. And the quad that we're drawing it at is the current frame of our anim, and our anim is our current animation right here. Our local anim gets this current animation. So we're saying if our current animation is in the pushing. Oh, and you know what? It's maybe not. It's not if it's push right. It's shoot, man. If it's push anything. Let's see. So like if we push right, at least it should look right. Yeah. So the green looks like it's overlaying properly now for push right. But let's see if we push left if it's all screwed up, which I'm thinking it is. Yeah. So it is rendering the green tunic because it knows the green tunic's equipped, but it's not rendering the right frame of it. So I think we want to do something like this. How would we do this? Because we need to match whatever the draw. Yeah, like this will set the texture, but we need to. Man, I'm not sure how to do it. I'm going to take a look at what was in this line before we screwed it up yesterday, and maybe it'll give us a clue. It's in the walk state render and the player walk state. Okay, so it's in the render. Okay. We just have it right here. Yeah, this is just so wrong. Yeah, we're saying if our current animation is a pushing right, go ahead. If we're colliding with a map object, then render the appropriate tunic for the push right. So I think if the current animation is any push, I think that's it. If the current animation is any push, so if it's push right or push left or push up or push down, then we want to render the push atlas if one of our tunics equipped. Yeah, I think that can fix it. So push right, push left, push up, push down. Okay. So if our player's animation is pushing, if our player's current animation is pushing, then we're going to cycle through all our pushables and check for collision with any pushable object. If we're colliding with any of those pushable objects and we're pushing, then depending on which tunic we have equipped, we're going to render that given tunic at the same frame as our current player. So let's see. Put on the green tunic. Push up seems to work fine. Push down is off. Shoot. Yeah, push down didn't look right. Push right is looking right. Let's see, push left. Yeah, push left is working. So it looks like just our push up is wrong. Self.player. Current animations, that's what we need. Current animation gets, oh, never mind. Gets player dot animations. Okay, no, that's right. Yeah, player dot current animation gets dot animations. Dot current animation equals. Okay, I think that was it. There was an S for current animations. That looks right. Now it looks like we messed up our atlas for our belt because our belt loop goes back to purple when we're pushing down like that. So let's fix that. Yeah, see, this belt loop should be blue on the blue one. Let's see. Huh, we do have a little belt. it looks wrong. It should be the one with 2 pixels. Oh, it should be right here. Okay. Yeah. It's on this very first frame. Oh, we're missing it on every one of them. Okay. So I think, yeah, if we look at the pushing atlas, we just need to copy wherever the belt is. Player push atlas here. Okay. Yeah, we're missing that belt. I think we're missing it for all of our colors. So if we put on a new layer here, okay, I think it's just these 3. Yeah. Okay. So slightly closer to the left than the right. So we just need that for each of the colors. Just like that, right? Yeah, 3 pixels. Oh, 2 pixels over. 1, 2, yep. And then 1 pixel beneath that one. Okay. That's right. I did that wrong. We've got blue, we got green. We need red and yellow. Okay. What's up, Gatron? How's it going, man? Good evening to you. I think we finally got the pushing with tunics working. Oops. Yeah, see, we have the little... Oh, it looks like we're off. It looks like we're off by 1. Yeah, well... Yeah, I think I want 1 more pixel of black on the left side. This is looking right, though. Thanks, man. Yeah, it's looking good. Oh god, and then there's stuff like that. Yeah, I think I want to push one more pixel on the left. Let me see. Oh, you know what? We don't have it here. That's how it is for the... Yeah, both sides of the push down don't have that. So, I guess I'm okay with it. That's consistent with that one. Yeah, because if we look at the belt on this one, a neutral push, yeah, okay. It's just a little bit of a darker belt, so you can't really see it as good. This is looking good, though. Cool. Okay, so we have a couple of things left to do with the boulders or the pushables, right? We can't, I mean, technically this is legal, right? Where we can push it in here. It's not going to show up in here because it's in a different scene, but it's also kind of living inside the bolt inside the place here, because we kind of don't reset the position. So wherever the pushable ends up is the position we're gonna come back to it at. So if we leave it up in the grass, we leave it, we come back, it's still up in the grass. So it has some kind of permanence, but that also means that if we come in here and corner it, now we can't push it any further and it's stuck in the corner. Now the boulder can never move because it's just pushed in there. So, yeah, my little friend is sadly half gone. Yeah, he kind of just crumbled off. Good riddance. So we need to do a couple of things. We need to reset the pushable back in its original location if it's not a key item pushable is kind of what I'm calling it. And then we also need to prevent a pushable from colliding with an NPC. So if a pushable is about to go onto an NPC, we need to stop it so that we can't, you know, right now we're just going to be chasing him, but we're never going to catch him. There we go. We'll catch him by going this way. See, like the NPC can push us, but our pushable goes right on top. Now, we could say, let's just not spawn any NPCs on any time we have a pushable in frame. We could say that, or we can design the pushable so that it can't be pushed to an area with an NPC. We could do that. Or what's really confusing is we'd have to, in our legal push, we'd have to ask for our current scene, cycle through all of our NPCs, and see if the position once moved is anywhere kind of near the NPC. So we could do some... Gosh, I don't even know what we would do for that. Because, yeah, it would be in our legal push, you know, because if it's a legal push, we are able to push it, which means we need to be a legal push false if the next frame we're going to push it in, an NPC is already hitting. But then, oh man, it's even worse than that. Because look, right now, we push a little brick there, and now he's just walking underneath it. That has nothing to do with legal push. That has everything to do with the NPC's logic. Okay, so I'm kind of thinking we just don't put an NPC in the... I don't want to say we don't put an NPC on any screen with a pushable, but we just have to make sure that our pushables are either limited so that they can't... I don't know. There's so much stuff going on. Because the alternative is we add NPC collision to our pushables, and then whatever we program him in, right now he's just doing like a little counterclockwise circle. But if he were to collide, he would still be trying to do that walk and colliding, and then it would throw off his groove. I guess thinking about it, a lot of games kind of do it where if the NPC's path is blocked, they just kind of pause their movement until their path is unblocked, and then they resume their movement. Because we don't want him to be able to be diverted in his path because there's a pushable there. So I'm a little torn if we should add... Yeah, I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot of work just for something you're not supposed to do. You know? So maybe as game designers, we just say, hey, you know, there's going to be... NPCs are mainly going to be inside the building. Or we can just limit... There's no pushables on a scene with an NPC in there because it's just too risky. Kind of feels like a cop-out, but also like... We're not going to get this game done if we try to do everything perfect, and it's like... You know, it took us 5 days to get pushing working. It'll probably take us to get the collision for the NPC and the legal push. I don't know. It would take a while. So maybe we leave that as a feature that we might come back to if it really bugs us. But for now, we'll just keep that in mind. Yeah, as kind of cop-out as that feels, I think we've got so much work to do in the game if we want to meet our... From now, it's like a year and a half. Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah, I wanted the game done in 2.5 years. And it's almost been a year of development already. Jeez. And we've got basically a starting point for the game. Shit, man. Okay, here is our GitHub project for the demo. So this is the kind of what we've got to do, all of our tasks until we're done with the demo. And we prioritized it hardest first. And I said that pushables were going to be tough, and that adding a chest object was going to be tough. I don't know about, like, opening cinematic is probably tougher than those things. Okay. Okay, so I guess we need to finish. Is there a way we can add little tasks inside this thing? Can we add tasks in here? No? Shit. Yeah, I want to add like little checkboxes, but I don't think I can do that. Does this accept Markdown? I'm already forgetting Markdown for like a checkmarks. I don't know. Maybe the comment section doesn't do check marks. Oh. No? What is this? This says it like it's a checkbox, but it doesn't look like one. Shit, man. Okay, so for the pushables, we need to reset their position. Come on, man. Yeah, we need to add a reset position function that loads like whatever we define as the pushable starting point, so that if we push it over here, you know, it lives over there, but then if we walk in on screen, not realizing that we left a boulder there, it doesn't drop us right in the boulder. So we need to reset it back to a legal position so that we don't get that weird collision here on a scene transition. So that's one step that's left. And then I guess the other step would be what I'm kind of calling like key item pushables, which is the barrier to open the gate or open the pathway to the ice mountain biome to the north is going to be able to, hey, what's up, Loki? Yeah, good evening. Like once we push the log out of the way to open the path for the mountain, we want that log to stay clearing the path. Like we don't want to have to push the log every time to open that path, because it's kind of like the end of the demo will give you the green tunic, and the green tunic gives you the ability to push objects. So once we have that tunic, then we can push the log that unlocks the way to the ice mountain to the north, and then that's the end of the demo. When you reach, you know, the first, you know, it'll like fade to black or something as you walk up towards the mountain of ice for the demo. So we need to add a sort of key item, which is like once this item is pushed to its correct spot, it gets locked there and doesn't move. And then we need for every other pushable to reset to its original position so that we don't get some conflicts here. Yeah, sounds good, Loki. Hey, good luck with work. So that's about the last things for the pushable, if we don't decide that we want the pushable to perfectly interact with NPCs and stuff, which at this point I'm thinking is just too much. So we'll work on that. And then we want destructibles, which the boulder isn't destructible, but a crate would be a pushable that could also be destructible. And yeah, instead of rupees, I think I want coins instead of rupees. Just because there's so much stuff that's so much like Zelda, I want to switch it up a bit than to rip off like gems and stuff. But I'm kind of curious if GitHub projects have subtasks. You can add sub-issues. Create sub-issue. I don't see that. I don't know, might not work in the Kanban board. Yeah, I've never used this GitHub projects very well, so I don't know what the subtasks is. Yeah, we can't really do a subtask here. Yeah, I guess no subtasks. That's okay. Okay. So we can just break apart tasks here. So what we're doing today is going to be... But I can't even make a task. We need to add pushable item reset upon scene transition. And that's one. And also key item push trigger or key item push lock. Like locking it in place if it's a key item push. I don't know what else to call it. Yeah. Okay. So if we look at our pushable, we have this XY that we get populated by the parameters of our init pushable. So let's take a look at our map declarations and see where we actually make that. And it'll be under a dot pushable. We give it a 4-4, which is, it translates to the fourth column, fourth column, fourth row. So we kind of take in our pushable, we take X as a tile X and Y as a tile Y, and we set its X position based on that stuff. So I think we also want an original X and an original Y, which we will copy our converted to pixel X position from above. So when we call the push methods on our pushable, we update this X and Y value, but we don't update the original X and Y value. We just snag it from the initialization. So we can have a little function called reset. And reset will take our X position and reset it to its original X position. And same with our Y. So if we call this reset method on a pushable after a scene transition has finished, or once a scene transition begins, we might be able to just reset that position. I'd rather do it on a scene transition ending. So we should probably do that. So let's look at when we finish shifting, because that's what it's called, finish shifting. Maybe not. Okay, when we finish shifting, before we take our new map, see, look, like here, we're resetting our entities, so we should also reset our pushables. So let's cycle through all of the values in our global map, our scene's current map .row, before we update it, right? Because the next map becomes the current map right here. So before we assign that, we're saying let's go, you know, the screen that just went off, before we remove it, we're going to go ahead and go into that maps dot pushables table and cycle through each one. And we have to do it in a parentheses like this. Yeah, okay. So for key value in pairs of our pushables, we're just going to run the method on the pushable, which is reset. Yeah, I should probably call it reset original position, because that's just a little more verbose. So let's rename this to reset original position. And then let's see if it works. So before, we were able to push this brick boulder all the way to the left, and then we can walk off screen. And it was still there. Let's hope it reset position. It did. Okay, so I'm going to just test it a little more. Oh, see, that wasn't good. Okay, so we need to update the tile X and tile Y also upon the reset, because its tile X thought it was still trapped over there. So we have to also set our tile X back to our original X. Not quite. We have to set our tile X to be this value. We have to convert our pixels. This is a little backwards because tile X is used to derive the X position, so we have to use the X position to derive the tile X position. So we have to say, well, you know what, yeah, we need to save our original tile X and original tile Y. And that'll be the easiest way to do it, I think. And then we can just reset both of these values to their original as well. Okay, let's see if it works this time. So if we push the boulder up into the corner, we can't push it anywhere, it's stuck. But if we go off screen, come back, it's in its original position, and we push it and it doesn't freak out like it used to. Cool. So it looks like the reset is working. Let's just test it twice just to make sure. Yeah, the reset's working. So that's good. We want to have like we want to have a sort of field that says if it's a key item pushable or not. And key item is not the word that I really want for it, but it's something that is going to stay locked once it's pushed. So like in the level design, we'd probably have it so you can only push it in one direction, so that it doesn't actually get any different logic than a non-key item pushable, but the only difference is it doesn't reset its original position, so that we can clear a pathway. You know, we can water the pseudo-wudo, if you will, and clear the path, and we don't have to bring the spray bottle every time we come to the area. in Pokemon metaphor. So I think in our pushable, I want to add a field. And I want it to be like, key item seems wrong, but that's what I keep calling it. So maybe that'll work. K-Tronics, have you been playing the Pokemon Pocket yet? Dude, I've been addicted to that thing. Key item is true. We want to default to not being a key item. And we also want to basically ask, we can ask for an optional parameter. And we can say, if key item does not equal nil, then we're gonna become true on our key item. There's a way we're doing this. It's kind of like, I think we can assign it. We can say key item gets false. Gosh, how do we do it? We do it in another way where it's kind of like, if there is a value, we assign it. If there's no value, then it remains nil. So we get the parameter or no. So we get the parameter or no. Okay, so I think that if we pass in a key item thing, and this will be a Boolean of true or false, and if we pass in true, then key item will be turned to true. If we don't run the init with a fourth parameter, it'll become equal to nil. So we can say, if key item is false, or if key item is true, then we don't update its original position. So we can say, as long as, or if our key item is true, I want to say is not equal to true. And if it's not equal to true, then we do all of this stuff that we normally did. So that'll have the effect of, if we do pass in true to the key item parameter, if it's a key item, then we will not update our original X and tile X for our pushable object. So if we go into our pushable declaration, which is in our map declarations, I believe. Pushables. We're saying that there's a boulder pushable here, and I'm going to give it a fourth parameter of a key item being true. So if it's a key item, we shouldn't be resetting its position. So let's say that putting the brick here is the secret, and it's a key item, so now it should stay there in the corner. Yes, it does. Okay, now if the only difference is we take out the parameter, it should reset its position. So let's see if we try the same thing again, but now it's not a key item. It should reset its position. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, so those are those two things. We knocked that out of the park. We do need to add pushing pushables only if our green tunic is equipped. Oh, I gotcha, dude. I gotcha. Yeah, dude, my I've been looking at the phone way too much lately too. I've got some investments like in stocks and stuff, and I'm just like addicted to looking at that thing. So I'm like, I gotta get better at that too. Funny enough, Pokemon like is my break away from the money stuff that I'm glued to looking at. Okay. So we can come up with, we can make another pushable for like inside of dungeons. Like maybe there's like a dirty boulder or like a dark brown rock, as opposed to like a bright gray rock on the top side here. We have a little log. We're gonna have to make that better art. But it's cool that we can reset the position and also not reset the position if we want. So I guess the next step I'm not too worried about the artwork. Artwork can probably be saved till closer to the deadline. I don't have a specific deadline for the demo, but I'm hoping in the next month or two. Yeah, I'm really hoping in the next month or two. I am also, I'm talking to a developer for Focus Hour, for another episode of Focus Hour, so it sounds like he's interested, so I'll be talking to him and scheduling a time so that I can do another interview for the channel. So that should be cool. And yeah, next steps is going to be what? I think the next thing we do is we either do Destructibles or we should do our chest. Like a treasure chest. So that's gonna involve a new sprite, a new class, a thing that detects interaction, just like a signpost. It's going to detect an interaction. It's going to pause the world. It's going to open the chest. It's going to present whatever it is. It's like the Zelda, ba 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 ba, and he holds it up to get whatever's like in this special locked chest. And then the chest is going to stay open from that point forward, because chests are kind of like, a one-time deal. So the tunic is going to be in the chest. And once we have the chest, we can kind of place it into a dungeon and make a very simple dungeon level with pushable objects. And then at that point, I think the next hard thing is going to be the bat enemies. So we can work on bats once we have a dungeon and a chest. And then we'll be putting them in here, in the dungeon over here. But we're going to switch this up for the demo. We have to make it a little harder to get to than just one walk down the road here. So we'll be designing like 5 or 10 scenes. And then there's going to be we're going to use our particle systems that we've made since we already made them, we can kind of show them in the demo. Like if you try to go down, you'll reach the desert. Or I guess if you go down and to the right, you'll reach the desert, and we can turn on our desert. We have to remake, do more permanent level design. This is all placeholder stuff. But we can have it so that it can say like, warning, dangerous winds ahead or something. And once you walk into the desert, it's so gusty that you can't even walk anywhere in there. So it kind of shows for the demo, it shows, oh, there's another spot you can't get to just yet. And same with the volcano area up here. You're going to walk up there and it's going to be too hot for you to survive. So we can have that, and then we'll have a big old log covering the roadway up to the ice mountain up here. And once you clear the dungeon, you'll be able to get the green tunic of power. Then you can push the log out of the way, which, like, imagine the log's right here, and you can push the log out of the way or whatever, and then clear the way to the ice mountain up here. And then it'll be, we'll probably end up putting like a little sign that says like under construction or something. Oops. Yeah, we'll probably put like a little sign that says under construction for the, just like that. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So that, you know, it says the ice mountain's up there, but you can't get to it. So yeah, at least we got pushables done, and pushables are working with our tunic overlays, so that's good. So if we have the right tunic equipped, we can push. Our animations look pretty good for that. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to call it for the night. We got our pushable reset methods, which is good. Tomorrow will be, I guess it'll be the chest. We'll do the treasure chest tomorrow. And then once, yeah, it'll go treasure chest, then it'll go dungeon design, then it'll go bat entities making it, and then we're pretty much, you know, that's a lot of the hard stuff for the demo, because then it'll be fairly easy to stage an opening cinematic, and by opening cinematic, it'll be really simple. Like I'm thinking like Link's Awakening, where it's like one scene where he's on a boat and there's a lightning storm. Like that's what I'm kind of wanting. It's like the cinematic before the title screen. So like it'll be a really short kind of cinematic before the title screen. We'll have to make the title screen, and then we've got the dialogue system, so we should be able to do a little bit of storytelling and world building up at the very beginning, and then you'll have to go out and explore, learn your magic tutorial, and then beat the dungeon, get the tunic, unlock the ice mountain, and that'll be the end of the demo. Yeah. Cool. So we're chugging along. We're doing pretty good. Yeah, we're doing good. As long as we can design the bats not too difficult. The good news is we've done a whole gang of geckos, so we can just mimic the structure for how we design the geckos, and then kind of use that as a jumping point. So we don't have to do it from scratch. We can kind of go off the template of geckos we've already made for the AI that we process for them, and the how they get instantiated and saved into our global maps and everything like that. So the commit message here will just be added pushable reset methods. Cool. And then yeah, tomorrow will be treasure and cave stuff. So let's raid out here. We'll find, let's see. Well, yeah, not many homies are streaming game development right now. Here, let's raid these guys. Matt Bird's Quest. They're doing some pixel art, so we'll give them a raid and say what's up. Matt Bird's Quest, here we come. Thanks for watching, y'all. I'll be back tomorrow. Have a good night.